Hey guys, I'm here to tell you today why you need to stop selling your shinies right now. It is unbelievable the amount of value people are throwing away in the shiny cards. The fact that they're sitting on a gold mine whenever they open one and they choose to sell it is just... So by now you've probably been playing long enough and opened enough packs that you've seen at least one of the other rarities. You've got Meteorite, Shadow, Gold, and Diamond, with Diamond being the best rarity out of all of them. It's the final form of any card in Gods Unchained. It's no surprise to me that any playable card right now that's in Diamond quality is close to $100, if not over. For those of you who don't know what staking is, it means that you're going to gain more Gods tokens during your daily events for the shiny. This means people are going to be aiming to min-max those staking rewards like crazy. If you tooled around in the Forge for any time at all, you've probably hit the question mark that brings this screen up. In this screen, you can see what it takes to forge different quality cards. For instance, from plain to Meteorite, which is the base level to be able to sell it as a core card, you need 2 plain cards. But for every card from expansion, you're getting Meteorite quality when you open the packs. Furthering the point further, you need 5 Meteorite cards to make 1 Shadow. You need 5 Shadow to make 1 Gold. And guess what? You need 5 gold to make 1 diamond. But what happens to these cards when you forge them? Well, the cards themselves are destroyed in the process. Unless they change something in the future. But from the way they've shown so far, those cards are destroyed. The Gods token you use during the forging process is going to go into the staking pool. This means, theoretically, every time you craft a diamond card from 1 Meteorite copy, you're deleting 125 Meteorite cards from the game just to make 1 diamond. Now sure, on a common where there's 40,000 to 80,000 copies of it in the game, that's not going to seem like much. But when you add that onto like a legendary card that are already going for hundreds of dollars, the price is going to be bonkers. Let me show you a rare from Genesis. Yes, it's one that people talk about all the time as being very expensive and very inclusive because it's a neutral creature. But that just means it's one of the case point studies for this situation. If you remember, Token Trove shows you how many copies of a card exist. So in the case of this Pyramid Warden here, there's only 9,865 copies of the Meteorite quality. Doesn't sound so bad. Let's just run some math here. 9,865 divided by 5 equals 1,973 shadow copies, plus the 521 that already exist. That leaves us with 2,494 copies. Nothing to worry about yet, guys. Everybody can still get Pyramid Wardens eventually. I mean, they're already $1,000 when there's only 521 of them. Scarcity hasn't driven them up that high yet, right? So let's see what happens if everyone were to forge them to gold. So we're at 2,494. Let's divide that by 5. There's only 498 copies in a partial. Well, let's add the 121 back in. Well, less people are going to have Pyramid Wardens, but 619 and somebody's going to get a couple Shadow ones still. It's not too bad, right? I'm starting to get very scared for Pyramid Warden. Let's go ahead and run that number one more time so we can find out our final number on Diamond. Divide that by 5. Some poor soul needs 1 more gold Pyramid Warden to have all of them in Diamond. But 123 lucky copies of Pyramid Warden will exist. And if people run 2 to a deck and they try to have 2 diamonds, that means 61 lucky people are going to have playsets of Diamond Pyramid Wardens. You look at the cost of the card now, and the Diamond one is almost 19 grand. This is when there's 21 copies of it, and there's 9,865 cheap alternatives for players. What do you think is going to happen when the only option is a higher quality one because people have forged them? More importantly, what do you think is going to happen to the price when there's only 123 of one of the best neutral cards in the game? Now, I know I went a little over the top by using Pyramid Warden as an example, but I wanted you to grasp the gravity of the situation. If a card like Pyramid Warden can blow up astronomically with high demand and high supply, what do you think happens when cards have high demand, low supply? I don't think you need to be an economics major to find that out. More importantly, I don't think people have exactly picked up on the gravity of this situation, is they're still listing the shadow equivalent for only 1 or 2 times what the normal is, even though you need 5 copies of the normal one to craft a shadow one. The shadow copy should at minimum be 5 times the cost of the normal copy. That means if you have Eth or God's tokens to blow right now, I'd be blowing them on the shadow copies and the gold copies in a lot of cases, because you're going to get a ton of value at the minimum out of the shadow copies. Like CERN here, like his normal copy sells for $31.75. If we multiplied that by 5, we would get in the realm of $155. Yes, it'll be a little bit more, but you can see his shadow copy is only selling for $80.89. And what's even crazier is that you've almost got 8 copies of that are listed before you hit a price that's even close to that. Now, honestly, do I think that the rarity is going to jack the prices overnight on these cards? A little. I say a little because it's going to definitely be impacted when Forge 2.0 comes out and you can actually upgrade them. I think that's when we'll see a price correction on a lot of these shinies, not equaling out to the price of the normals. In terms of cards like Pyramid Warden though, drying up 10,000 copies, I think it's going to be closer to 5 to 10 years before you start have to worrying about there not being a Pyramid Warden for you to buy. But I do think that you are going to end up seeing them go up in prices, demand increases from the players who already own their copies and want to increase the quality of them. That's why if you're not saving shinies and you're just watching this video because it was interesting, you should probably be picking up Meteorite quality cards of stuff you want before they release the Forge 2.0. They've already stated that they want to release it very early in the year, which means you probably only have a couple weeks left before it comes out. I wouldn't go panic sell everything to go buy it though, but just make sure you're making smart decisions on what Meteorite cards to pick up. I'm very excited for Forge 2.0 to come out, even though it's kind of an unofficial name I've given it. But yeah, Forge 2.0. I'd love to see you take advantage and profit off all these cards that are just being given away at such a low price. As always, if you found this information helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more Gods Unchained content. Thank you for watching and have a happy new year.